What's up, everybody? Solomon here. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic Thursday. If this is your first time watching one of these videos and you like the content, please like and subscribe. If not, fantastic as well. To start off today, I did want to say, take everything with a grain of salt that you see on April 1st. Obviously, it is April Fool's Day. I will try to present this stuff as clear as possible. I put a joke out there on Twitter that XRP wicked to $589 on Coinbase and was getting some responses that were like, come on, that's enough. Like, well, okay, it's a joke. XRP is not even trading on Coinbase right now. So it is what it is. Okay, there were two interviews today, legit interviews with, or one interview with Julia Chatterley today from Brad Garlinghouse. And what's interesting is, the one comment that I find everything so ironic and almost like I'm just watching a movie at this point with the stuff that's going on with Ripple and the SEC and this lawsuit. Brad brings up a point, that they had 8 years or 8 or 9 years or whatever it was to, sue Ripple. And they're claiming that Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larsen, Ripple was, knowingly selling unregistered, unlicensed securities to these, to their investors, to the public, whoever. And in another complete another document that the SEC is quoted in saying, essentially that they're going to wait and let the court determine if XRP is a security or not. It's just complete ridiculousness at this point. So I'm sure these videos have been shared all over. If you want to check them out, Julia Chatterley, Jay Chatterley CNN, at Jay Chatterley CNN on Twitter. You can definitely watch these videos, but I'm sure you will see them on every YouTube video out there today. So watching Bitcoin, I did that video yesterday, and I'm trying to keep these videos a little bit shorter. That one yesterday was long because I haven't done one in a while. But watching Bitcoin, I'm just watching certain really kind of big term metrics. I don't really even have anything pulled up on this one. I just kind of showing these bull flags and the breakouts and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm more so just watching for the euphoria, waiting until people start getting euphoric, certain metrics that will determine when I believe that we're euphoric, and I will be potentially looking to begin maybe selling into that euphoria. But we're not there yet, in my opinion. So we're close, but we're not there yet. Watching XRP real quick, because I know a lot of you guys love XRP. I love XRP. I haven't sold XRP. I'm still watching the chart. Nothing to be concerned with whatsoever, as far as I'm concerned. Interestingly enough, if we go back all the way to the 23rd of November, we were held down by this really wicked, trend line that's essentially held us down since December 2017. Or I should say it's probably like January 6, 2017. That was the top. But yeah, we've touched base on it once, twice, and who knows? I guarantee you we go back and touch this trend line again. Right now, this trend line is sitting right around 68 cents. But we're going to go touch it again. Now, if we break through it, watch out, because things are going to get really interesting. If we break through it and backtest it especially. But I'm not I'm not going to sit here and say I'm a TA whiz or anything like that. There's people out there that do that. All right, a little bit different what I'm going to do today for you guys. I'm going to try to show you how I try to find some of these smaller cap coins. Going back to November, I found a ton of them. I posted Alpha Finance Lab and all these other ones all the way back on November 16th. And now, I don't even know what some of them are sitting at right now. I'm sure Alpha Finance Lab, I know it did a 25x. I'm sure it's probably higher now. And I did probably 10 or 15 of those assets. I did more in December and I did more in January. With the point that the market's at where everything's so heated up at this point in time, people are consistently asking me if I've bought into these ones that have already done 50 or 60x. My answer is always no, because I try to never chase them. But I do try to get into these smaller ones. And I know that the TA guys will always consistently say fundamental analysis is not something that you want to be potentially doing. I would tend to disagree with that to an extent, because I think if you use really simple metrics from a TA standpoint, along with fundamental analysis of a project, you're probably going to do okay. You might not hit everything, but you'll probably do okay. So this is Blank Wallet. You can check out Blank Wallet if you want to. I'm not telling you to buy into 154% pump. I bought this at like $1.06. Then I was consolidating, and like 2 days later, I sold it. And I took another look at the project again, and I bought back in at like $1.20 or $1.25 or something, like literally like the day or two after. So I've held this probably for about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks at the most at this point, maybe like 2.5 weeks. But sometimes when I find these things, it's through like a process of a relationship type thing. So I'm not saying that this next coin is good or not. But I was looking at Blank's Twitter again. Just usually when one of these coins pumps, I try to like see if there's a reason for why it pumped. And some of these smaller ones, all it takes is one announcement for it to do this. So anyways, regardless, I looked down through this and I saw that Blank had partnered with this project right here. And this is called DeFi Wizard. So I actually, full disclosure, I bought DeFi Wizard this morning. And when I bought it, I was looking for really simple things. So number one, I look to see that something hasn't went parabolic. Number two, I look to see if there's potentially going to be some sort of a bullish cross that is about to happen. It's very difficult to try to chart these things. But it's also very easy if you know what you're looking for and if you've had success and you try to use simple metrics. So this is the 12-hour chart. Nothing crazy to write home about here, but we can see essentially that this, oh my God, like this initial candle, and I think this was like back March 1st or something like that, was a crazy downtrend, right? Now we can see that we've been held down and we tried wicking up and touching like once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times and rejected. Every time a rejection. We broke above it, crashed below it. Right there again. Now we've actually broken above it and we've confirmed it as support. With this candle right here on the 12-hour, this is like yesterday, or this is probably like maybe this morning or yesterday. If you pull it up on even a smaller time frame, I think I used the 4-hour whenever I actually ended up buying this one. But literally looking for these crosses. This is just the 21 EMA and the 50 EMA. You can see, oh shit, because it's not gonna let me pull the whole thing up because I have this zoomed in thing so that the videos aren't blurry. This is probably like back like the second week of March or something like that. You can see the 21 EMA is riding below the 50, which is generally very bearish. And it keeps getting rejected. The yellow line is getting rejected by the blue line, right? Then you have a separation generally, and then you have a cross. Now, when you have a cross on the 4-hour, it's obviously not an insane metric. But when you start getting into where price levels are sitting above these lines, let's say this closes above $5.40. And let's say that the 12-hour crosses. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but let's say it happens. Then let's say the 1 day comes up and crosses. You know, you have to look for really, really simple things that work for you. I saw this on the 4-hour today. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So as soon as I saw, you know, I pull up a chart and I see that it hasn't massively pumped. Then I start looking into the project a little bit more. So if I go to DeFi Wizard, they partnered with Blank. They partnered with Unmarshal, which is was a super hyped one. For, you know, some of these newer projects that are going to release. Unmarshal was extremely hyped. I've seen multiple people mention this to me. Odds, I've seen multiple people mention to me. Dow Ventures was really big and hyped, and I actually, my Dow Ventures, I think I put a little bit in, and it went down, so I sold it today, just because I looked at the chart and sold it. Fundamentally, it could be a great project, but I'm kind of, at this point in the market, I'm except for long-term bags and certain things, like Alliance Block was consolidating. I did not sell Alliance Block. Plasma Pay or Plasma Finance has been in a consolidation range. If it goes to potentially trend and break above, I may buy back into that. So anyways, I went on their website, right? Well, first off, I always look at, and if you guys don't like this content, that's fine. I'm just trying to show you how I try to find some of these coins. And sometimes it works. A lot of the time it works, and there's occasions where it obviously doesn't. So it's a hedge type thing. Never invest more than you're willing to afford to lose. I am not your financial advisor. I look at their followers. So Dow Ventures, Zero Swap, we know did really well. CalChas, which this is like the paid thing. Like we got into paid at 38 cents. I sold and told everybody I sold at $3 or $4 before that rug pull, which who knows what the rug pull was. But you know, complete transparency. I posted on Patreon every time I sell, and same thing in the Twitter chat. Frontier is the one that interested me. This Tech Moonwalker is certainly somebody that you know, can show stuff. But Frontier was really the big one that interested me, and this is because I hold Frontier. I've held Frontier for a while. I think that they're big. Remember, they got listed to Binance. They partnered with Travelocity, et cetera, et cetera. But you go into who some of these companies are following, and it's not like Frontier is following 2,000 people. They're following 80 people. and literally the newest company that they just followed is DeFi Wizard. So I'm like, okay, that's interesting. So then I start going to the website and looking through the website. Okay, the use case to me is very interesting. You can create audited ERC20, or BEP20, which is essentially the Binance Smart Chain standard. I think this is Elrond EDST token. Create staking smart contracts, create yield farming contract for liquidity pool tokens. And here's where it gets really kind of interesting to me, because if you've probably seen that Pokemon thing, POLKAMON or whatever. It was #1 trending today on Dex Tools, which is essentially, it means it's a new project that comes out. I did not buy Pokemon, by the way, but so I start looking into DeFi Wizard and some of the projects they already have. So these are projects that are using their DeFi solutions. Pokemon was one, Unmarshal was one, Odds, DAO Ventures, Nord. I think Nord has some other tie-ins as well. Zero Swap, Vortex, which I think I actually hold a little bit of Vortex. Maha DAO, Blank, Fusible, which I was going to get into Fusible. It's an NFT platform on Binance Smart Chain. And they've also got some pretty interesting investors as well. Here's pricing. This is essentially everything that you need to build a DeFi dApp. And from my understanding, they're trying to bridge Binance Smart Chain contracts as well. I am not affiliated with this company whatsoever. I get into where these things, like, I look at something, if the chart looks okay to me, and I'm not saying there's no scams out there, but I try to vet a platform out, I try to vet followers out, and I look potentially at tokenomics, and these tokenomics are crazy. But this is like token contracts, ETH to Binance Smart Chain bridge, custom staking contract. I am betting you that some of these projects that they have in here, that really, really hyped one by that Pokemon today, I guarantee you some of what they have is probably built on top of DeFi Wizard here. What gets really interesting is that the price of DeFi Wizard is like $5.56 right now, okay? I hold it. If you think that I'm shilling it because I hold it, that's fine. I certainly would obviously benefit if the price went up, right? But something, and this is what I've tried to use as a metric, something that is very, very low as far as market cap, as far as dollar value is concerned, and the platform is legit, or at least seems legit, and they have partners, like actual partnerships. They have followers that kind of confirm those partnerships and a medium that explains what those partnerships are about. This has like a $1.5 million market cap. So this obviously comes with an insane amount of risk, because the volume on this is like crap right now. $280,000 volume, right? It's nothing. But a $1.5 million market cap in this space, in my opinion, and this just launched March 1st. So we saw that it had that big dump, right? That's probably like the seed investors and stuff, the bots, all these people getting out. Everybody gets frustrated with the project because you're buying into that hype at, this thing started off at, $3.70 and went up to like $23. Imagine buying at $23 and just watching all of it crash because all of the seed investors were selling out, right? That doesn't mean the project's bad. But once all that sell-off occurs, it really doesn't have that much lower to go, in my opinion. And if it's a legit project, and if what they're doing, what they think I'm doing is what they're doing with some of these partnerships, like Blank, I believe, is big. If you look at Blank's team, Blank's big. I don't know. This could go higher, in my opinion. Okay, a $1.5 million market cap for a legit project is absolutely nothing. I try to stay away from some of them that are that small. I've gotten into some things around $5 million. I got into this just because I looked at the platform. I looked at some of the partnerships. I looked at everything else. I looked at who's following them. I'm not saying that it's not a scam or whatever, but this is how I find things like this. I look for things that have not went up yet. Or I look for things that are potentially, from the really simple metrics that I use, maybe going to go up. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Shit, I posted yesterday on Patreon, and I'm not trying to shill Patreon. I could care less if you guys subscribe. If people leave, that's fine. If people come, that's fine. I don't care. I did this with like 4 or 5 yesterday. The ones that I did, the simple metrics that I use, I did it with Armor, and Armor was up like 75% today, and I'd never bought Armor, and I was like, damn it, I should have bought. But it is what it is. You can't take a lot of stock into these like 4-hour crosses, though. I will say that. You can pull it up. Sometimes it's almost like a foreshadowing event where if we have a bullish cross on the 4-hour, then you may see it on the 12-hour within a handful of days. And then you may see it on the daily within, a couple more days. We'll see. I'm not sure with this one, but I think that $1.5 million market cap is a joke. Tokenomics for this thing. I'm not telling you to buy. I could honestly. 1 million is the total. That's the total circulation. This is their release schedule right here. This is 1 month, 40%. So they're probably, now that I'm looking at it, right about 400,000 circulating supply, something like that. So if you take 400,000 and you multiply it by $5.41, this is probably sitting around a little bit above $2 million market cap at this point, which is absolutely kind of nothing to me. So, we'll see where this goes. If you guys like content like this, again, generally what I'll look for at this point isn't even fundamentals. It's almost just charts and looking for these bullish crosses from a really simple standpoint. Sometimes I will just buy in based on fundamentals and the relationships I see if the project's low enough, but that can get you wrecked pretty quickly because there's projects out there that have really strong fundamentals that the chart looks like it's just, to me, and I'm not a TA guy, but the things that I've used, the chart looks terrible to me. So I'm trying to kind of realign what I'm doing for the remainder of this bull run. This may turn out bad. This may turn out good. I don't know. Everything's a hedged risk. I'm trying not to go too heavy into these things. But it is what it is. So, try not to buy into these parabolic pumps because at some point it's going to turn out bad. Try to find legit projects or seemingly legit projects that have been in the downtrend that seem to be like they're about to potentially break through for some sort of bullish chart action. Try to see who's following these teams. Try to make sure that they're active on Twitter. Try to make sure that the Discord and the Telegram have active communities, that it's not all hype. Try to make sure that the GitHub has commits to it. And all of these things in tandem, will kind of lead you down a path where it's like, if something's only been around for a month and it dumped, which a lot of projects dump, and it's that low and it's a legit project and they're partnered with some other groups who have a lot of hype behind them, something like this could do well, in my opinion. And I could be wrong. So again, we will see what happens with the XRP stuff. I will certainly be gearing videos towards all of that actual information whenever that information comes out. But I did want to do something a little bit different because there's coins out there. There's a lot of coins out there still that you can beat big money to. And if you think that you're buying something that's already 70x'd and you got there before the big money, you're completely wrong. The big money's there. It's very easy to get wrecked in those. Will it still go up another 5, 10x? Maybe, depending on where the market cap's at. But am I going to put that much risk into something that's went up 60x for it to do another 2 or 3x? And then there's a big chance that I could get dumped on? No, I'm going to try to find ones that haven't done it yet. And that's what I'm going to continue to try to do. My long-term bags are packed. Everything's a shit coin until it's not, is my opinion. So we will just play it by ear, and this thing needs to get more volume behind it, but still it's a super small market cap. So we'll see where it goes. I hope you guys enjoyed this content. Again, if you want to like and subscribe, great. I'll probably try to do a live chat for this one. So I appreciate all you guys. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you. Bye.